Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. Topping the list, it's the weather. The big question tonight is, when will it dry out? Chief Meteorologist Ken Weathers monitoring everything for us over in the Storm Center. Ken, just a few moments ago, we heard the rain really coming down here to our North Knoxville studios.
Yeah, I call that pavement pounding kind of rain. And anybody that's been out on the roadway, which many have been, know what I'm talking about. Still a slow go. That's I-40 kind of snaking its way through the downtown Knoxville area. We still have moderate rain around. There have actually been a few rumbles of thunder. I thought we might see some. There's 4. So right here into Loudoun County, so you may be hearing that in the West Knox County as well. This is not severe, but that's some heavy rainfall. That's the pavement pounding kind of rain that's moving to the northeast. It'll be heading over towards portions of Blount, Sevier, Jefferson, Cock, and Granger counties as well as we go over the next couple of hours. This is that initial front that's moving through. Once that moves through, really the steadier rain moves out, but it's the cold front back into Missouri that heads our way tomorrow that brings the colder air to our region. So for tonight, these rain chances will be tapering off, especially closer to midnight. Limited rain chances overnight, but you notice our temperature is about 61 at midnight. That's probably the official high as we go through the day on our Wednesday. We'll see mid-50s through about 8 a.m. Then as we go into the afternoon, the temperatures are going to drop. Put wind chill values on here as well. When you're at 50 degrees or higher, you don't officially have a wind chill, but it's still going to feel cooler than that. But notice by 6 o'clock, we're at 48 and feels like 44. So those temperatures will tumble tomorrow evening. And we're going to be close, if not below freezing for most areas by Thursday morning. I'll tell you how long that cool air is going to stick around and if it'll stay dry over the holiday weekend coming up, Bo.
All right, Ken, we'll check back with you. And with those colder temperatures and the rain in the forecast, it's a good idea to have our free Storm Team 6 weather app with you. You can use it to track storms, changing temperatures wherever you are. To download it, scan the QR code on your screen or search Knoxville Weather in the App Store or Google Play. Next on the 7 for you, Kenneth DeHart appeared in Blount County Court this morning for his second preliminary hearing. He is accused of killing Deputy Greg McCowan and injuring Deputy Shelby Eggers in a shooting during a 2024 traffic stop. DeHart was awarded a new preliminary hearing after his defense filed a motion saying he was initially denied the right to counsel. Body camera and dash cam footage of the incident was played today in which the deputies, tased DeHart several times before the shooting occurred. Now, DeHart's lawyer filed a motion to suppress the evidence that was created after the tasing, arguing it was excessive force. Deputy Eggers taking the stand today, describing what led up to the shooting.
Mr. DeHart pulled out a gun and shot Deputy McCowan.
Okay. Did you actually see the gun?
No, I heard a gunshot and it came from inside the car, right next to me.
And were you hit?
Yes.
And where were you hit?
My right leg.
Now, the judge denied the defense's motion to suppress evidence and sent the case to the grand jury. DeHart will be held without bail. Next on the 7 for you tonight, Knoxville police say a Detroit man has now been indicted after 3 people were shot along the side of a Knoxville interstate. Knoxville police say their suspect is 27-year-old Deshaun Moten. Now, we have been following this story for a little more than a week now after police responded to the scene on Sunday the 16th. Investigators say the victims, Troy Hutchinson and Rodrell Jeter, were riding with Moten and another man traveling from Detroit to Atlanta. Now, the third victim found after the shooting was taken to the hospital. At the time, police said he was in critical condition. Moten reportedly drove off in a rented Ford Bronco. That SUV was later found in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati. Knoxville police think Moten is in the Detroit area tonight. KPD asking the U.S. Marshals Service for help in tracking him down. If you have information about Moten, you are asked to please call the East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers. That's 865-215-7165. Next here on the 7, tonight we're hearing from the mother of a woman killed in a crash on the I-40 East entrance ramp off Hall of Fame Drive early Friday. Police say they found the car around 6:30 that morning after it ran into a tractor trailer that was parked on the shoulder. The female inside the car was the only person in the vehicle. She died at the scene. KPD has now identified the woman as 19-year-old Melody Williams. 6 News sat down with Melanie McAllister, her mother, who shares that she felt uneasy Thursday night, not knowing where Melody was. The next morning, a text from KPD stood out and she knew something wasn't right. She says her world will never be the same, as Melody was her firstborn and the two worked side by side in their family-run restaurant. She called Melody her partner in crime. Melody dreamed of becoming a hairstylist and growing her braiding business. Her mother remembers her as sweet, outgoing, and able to light up any room she walked into.
It's really, really hard. It's hard. I haven't even been back in the restaurant yet because there's so many things inside the restaurant that remind me of Melody. And I just feel like she was taken way too soon.
While the investigation continues, McAllister tells 6 News this past Sunday she held a candlelight vigil and balloon release for Melody and plans to continue to honor her daughter moving forward. Next on the 7, a Maynardville man has now been arrested for allegedly attempting to solicit a minor for sex. Yesterday, KPD arrested 56-year-old Mark Stingline. Over the weekend, police were approached by a witness claiming they had seen Stingline offering them money in exchange for finding a child for sexual activities. Stingline now facing a number of charges. Next on the 7 for you, former Knoxville City Mayor Randy Tyree has died. The office of current mayor India Kincannon confirming the news this morning. Tyree served as mayor from 1976 to 1984 and was a major factor in bringing the World's Fair to Knoxville in 1982, working with 3 different presidents to ensure its success. Tyree was 85. Mayor India Kincannon saying tonight, quote, "I'll remember Mayor Tyree as a friend and mentor, always quick with a smile and a note of encouragement. He was a true champion for Knoxville." Next for you tonight, a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee has now been fired less than a week after being charged with driving under the influence. You know, as we've been telling you, the charge against Joshua Woods stems from a crash that happened Saturday night on Sweetwater Von Orr Road in Monroe County. After the crash, Woods was taken to UT Medical Center where he was placed under arrest by the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Woods was a 17-year law enforcement veteran, most recently working for the Sheriff's Office's Court Services Division. We're told he was off duty at the time of the crash. And next on the 7 tonight, a bear spotted outside a steakhouse in Gatlinburg, and some people decided to feed it in a viral video. Now, the Tennessee Wildlife Rescue Agency is asking people not to feed wild bears. The TWRA says more human-bear interactions have been documented by people looking to go viral on apps like TikTok. But bears are not domesticated animals, and the only reason that they approach humans is if they are conditioned to expect food, which can end badly for both the person and the bear.
So a lot of people, when they do these kinds of things, are leading to that bear to have to be trapped and humanely killed by us. And it's not something that we enjoy as an agency. So if you want to see less bears have to be trapped and killed because of the actions of irresponsible people, then work with us to keep them wild and to not habituate them to non-natural foods and to approaching humans.
Cameron says it is fortunate that nobody involved in the incident was hurt and wants people to know bears are solitary creatures who do not want to be pet like your dog. All right, next on the 7, do not put a frozen turkey into a hot fryer. That is the message from Knox County firefighters tonight. Here's why. We got an up-close look at what not to do at a demonstration over at the Carnes Fire headquarters today, and you can see, well, you can see those flames, right? Which is why you never want to do this inside your home or even near it.
Everything that's combustible in the room catches fire just simply off radiating heat. So that's why we suggest that people do these outside away from everything.
Now, if something like this happens at your home over the holidays, Fire Chief Herman Lathers, who you just heard from, says not to be a hero, but just call 911. And next for you tonight, Thanksgiving travel already underway. If you've been on the road, you know what we're talking about. Millions of Tennesseans are expected to hit the roads. THP says they are prepared now to tackle all the traffic. Starting tomorrow through Sunday, officers will be stationed every 20 miles on the interstate to prevent speeding and distracted or impaired driving. TDOT adds that all road work is stopping for the holidays, and help trucks will be out in droves to assist with accidents and any stranded drivers. Now, if you see one of these trucks, it's the law to move over. These workers are some of the most vulnerable in these busy travel times.
So far this year, TDOT vehicles and equipment have been struck 98 times. 17 of those were help units, and 7 of our employees were injured. That's nearly 9 strikes a month, more than twice a week. Each one represents a worker whose family is waiting for them at home.
THP says last Thanksgiving, 8 people died out on the roadways. Meanwhile, this Thanksgiving, AAA will once again be offering their Tow-to-Go service to get you home safe. Tow-to-Go service starts tomorrow night at 6 o'clock and then will run until 6 a.m. Monday. Tow-to-Go provides a free, confidential ride and tow for impaired drivers and their vehicles to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. All you have to do is call the number on your screen, 855-2-TOW-TO-GO.